Hi everyone, I am here with a hospice story. This one is by Trudy Harris, and this is the hospice story of Naomi. Why is she not talking to any of us? Naomi had a very large, loving family, and she, their beloved mother, was sick and not going to get better. They were doctors, lawyers, housewives, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews and grandchildren. They never left her side in the hospital room, not even for a moment. Naomi was as wise a woman as you could imagine, having raised many children. She loved them all fiercely and had raised them well. Strong faith was the center of their home. God came first in all things and in all ways, but these were very independent, accomplished people, accustomed to making things happen for themselves, to being able to influence and change the course of life's laws and so forth. Their mother's illness, however, was not one of those things that could be influenced or changed. Naomi had been diagnosed with terminal cancer, which had spread everywhere in her body, and now in her late 80s, she longed to find peace and go home to God. "Why is she not talking to any of us?" one of her sons asked as I entered Naomi's hospital room. "She smiles and speaks to you when you come by, but she will not say a word to any of us." This wonderfully handsome, loving, accomplished son was distraught because the mother with whom he had a loving relationship was now choosing not to speak with him or any others in the family. "What do you speak with her about when you are with her?" I asked him. "About getting better and going home," he answered. "That's why, because she knows that's not going to happen." I tell her all the things we still want to do with her, that we need her and we love her. It's just making her feel worse because she knows she's not going to get any better. "Does she speak to you at all about what is happening to her?" I asked. "Oh no, we don't talk to her about anything like that," her son replied. Can't ignore the obvious, guys. This consummate mother, who had given birth and cradled, loved, and raised this wonderful family, was now dying, and she knew it, and she knew they did as well, but they would not allow her to speak of it. "There is no way my mother is going to spend one day angry with me," her son said. "That would be a first, and it's not going to happen." Being the oldest in the family and accustomed to being in charge, this son led his brothers and sisters to the quiet of a small waiting room, where I explained to them what was happening to their mother. This was a committed family of strong Christian men and women who knew their God and His will for their lives. This mother had been so deeply loved, and life without her seemed impossible for them to comprehend. However, when they realized that her not speaking to them was a direct result of their not allowing her to share her journey with them, they all did, and enlightened the immediate about face. Death is a journey, and we can walk it accompanied by others, or we can walk it alone. When we are dying and able to talk about this final journey, we feel a sense of peace and accomplishment, and a sense of being loved and understood. When we are unable to share this experience with those we love the most, we feel abandoned and alone. She wants them to understand that she's dying and not keep hoping that she's going to get better, because the cancer's spread clear through her body. She knows she's dying. She's in her 80s. And it's making her feel bad. Them keep telling her, "You're going to get better and you'll be home soon, Mom." She wants them to accept that she's dying. And, say stuff to her like, "It's okay to go, Mom, and we're all going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine when you go." So she doesn't have to worry that they'll be struggling with her not being there, and they're going to be, upset and depressed. She wants to know they're going to be okay. This family did not want their mother to feel alone, even for a minute, and they did not want to feel on the outside of her love for them either. The oldest son re-entered his mother's room. He spent the rest of the evening talking with her about her plans, where she wanted to be, and what her final journey was all about. Naomi told her children she wanted to go home immediately, to be in her own bed, surrounded by her family. Most do. I never stepped into Naomi's house again when grandchildren were not in her bed, holding her hand and loving her, or when good food was not cooking on the stove, whether she could enjoy it or not. It brought her great comfort to know that life was continuing as usual for those she loved. The scripture verse that says her children rise up and praise her, Proverbs 31:28, came vividly to my mind. Naomi had a storybook ending to a life filled with meaning and purpose, one that had been Christ-centered from the earliest days. She died quietly at home a few weeks later, with her entire extended family by her side. They stayed with her until they knew she was safely in heaven, receiving the eternal reward that God had promised to her. I hope you guys enjoyed Naomi's story.